is Eliza Greenwood. I grew up in a quiet neighborhood in Vermont where the trees whispered stories and sunsets painted the sky with calm. I was the only daughter of a traditional family, and everything in our lives was neat, planned, and polished. At age 16, I met Nathaniel Boone at a community book drive. He had kind eyes, messy hair, and worn-out shoes. He was delivering books, one at a time, with the kind of care people reserve for treasure. That day, he offered me a book titled "Dream Big Even When You're Small." I smiled. "Do you believe in this?" I asked. He nodded. "One day, I'll build something big, but for now, I'm just collecting bricks." I didn't know then, but that was the moment everything changed. Nathaniel became my best friend. While others saw him as the boy who worked after school, I saw him as a dreamer. He walked 2 miles every evening just to meet me at the old park bench under the oak tree. We'd sit for hours, talking about stars, building imaginary businesses, and someday changing the world kind of ideas. My parents weren't happy. "People like him never become anything," my father said one evening. But I didn't care, because I wasn't in love with what Nathaniel had. I was in love with who he was. Yet, deep inside, I knew a storm was coming, a time when my loyalty would be tested and dreams alone wouldn't be enough. Senior year ended, and Nathaniel got a scholarship to a community college 3 towns away. I got accepted into an Ivy League school. We promised to write letters every Sunday without fail. He once wrote, "Eliza, I may not have a car, a house, or a fancy last name, but I have a heart full of ideas, and I'll turn them into something the world will notice." I believed him. But my family was planning something else. One evening, over dinner, my mother said, "We found a match for you. His name is Owen. He comes from money, from class." I looked down at my plate, and the silence screamed louder than anything I'd ever heard. I told Nathaniel everything. He didn't flinch. He just looked at me with quiet determination and said, "Eliza, I'll never ask you to choose, but I'll become someone they'll never forget." He started working nights, taking online courses, building something called Bright Spring Tech from his garage. I supported him in secret. While the world saw me attending galas, I was sneaking into my room to video call him. Every call, he looked more tired, but his eyes still full of fire. Then came the day my father found out. He took my phone. He ended my internet. He locked the windows of my world. And just like that, Nathaniel was gone. I sat in the back row during his speech. Nathaniel walked on stage in a navy goupil suit, confident but calm. He spoke not of money, but of second chances, hard work, and the power of belief. He ended with, "Some people are poor in wealth, but rich in will, and sometimes that's enough to rewrite fate." But a familiar voice stopped me. "Liza," I turned. It was him. Still kind eyes, still the same calm. But now, he held the world in his palm. We walked to the rooftop garden of the venue. The city lights danced below, but I could only see his face. "You look different," I said. "So do you," he smiled. "But I recognized the sadness behind your eyes." I took a breath. "I never wanted to lose you, but I was too afraid to lose my family's approval," he nodded. "And I never wanted to win the world without showing them who I was." We stood there in silence, two people shaped by time, distance, and unspoken feelings. He didn't say anything about the past, because sometimes forgiveness is not in words, it's in presence. In the weeks that followed, we met again and again, not as teenagers dreaming under an oak tree, but as adults understanding what those dreams cost. I visited his company, saw how he trained underprivileged kids in coding, how he built schools in small towns. He didn't just grow rich, he grew meaningful. My parents saw the news. The same man they once called unworthy was now featured in Forbes, Time, and Tech World Weekly. My father remained silent for days. Then one morning, he came to me and said, "If I ever made you choose between love and pride, I hope you forgive me." I did, because Nathaniel taught me growth begins where blame ends. Nathaniel never proposed with a diamond ring. He proposed with a small sapling tree. "This," he said, "is what I want us to build. Something alive, something rooted." We planted it together in the park where we first met. There were no flashbulbs, no orchestra, just two people, two hands, one story, reborn. People often asked, "Why didn't you marry someone rich back then?" I smile and say, "Because he wasn't rich then, but he was always wealthy here." Pointing to heart today, I'm Eliza Boone. We live in a modest home filled with books, laughter, and reminders of who we once were. Our daughter asked us once, "Why did you wait so long to marry Daddy?" I told her, "Because the best things in life don't happen when we want them, but when they're truly meant to be." Nathaniel still keeps that old book, Dream Big, even when you're small. It's a little torn now, but it sits on our shelf like a badge of honor. And every time I see it, I remember he wasn't poor. He was just in the process. of becoming unforgettable.